with doubt. And it's important that we understand this subject because God has declared to us that this month of May is our month of living in answered prayers. And so one of the things that the devil wants to do is to work on you after you have received the prophetic word from God. Just like I said, once you receive a word of prophecy, expect the devil to strike. Expect the devil to attack once you receive a word of prophecy. Nothing to offer. But the devil will attack that man or that woman who have received a word of prophecy. So once you have a word of prophecy received, expect the devil to attack. And that's why, and this is the reason why the Bible told us not to be ignorant of the device of the enemy. Not to be ignorant. Because once you receive a word from God and you are expecting that word to be manifest or to be made manifest, the devil will come to strike. It says, be not ignorant of the device of the enemy. God knows that once you receive a word of prophecy and you are expecting the fulfillment of that word of prophecy, the devil will come after you. The Bible tells us in the book of Mark, in fact in the book of Matthew chapter 4, after Jesus was baptized, the Bible told us that the heavens were open. The Bible says what happened? The Bible says that, and then a dove rested upon him, and a voice from heaven was heard that says, this is my beloved son in whom I'm well pleased. It says, hear him. Now, after that encounter, the Bible says that the Spirit of God rested upon him like a dove, and they all heard the voice that said, this is my beloved son in whom I'm well pleased, hear him. But after that experience, the Bible says he was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. So it is not about the fact that the heavens became open upon him and that a voice was released, but that because that voice was released upon Jesus, the Bible says he was led into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. So anytime a word of prophecy is released, what comes next is a test. What follows next is a test. Jesus didn't just leave that encounter of the baptism and then went into the city and began to do his ministry. No, he entered that encounter and led that encounter into the wilderness. And then it was in the wilderness where he went to, the Bible says he was tempted of the devil. So the prophecy is not just enough. It's the fact that after you receive a word of prophecy, you expect the devil to come after you. So the Bible says, do not be ignorant of the devices of the enemy. Never be ignorant, because if you are, the devil will take you unexpected. Of the devices of the enemy. God does not want you and I to be ignorant of the devil's plans. The devil has plans, but God does not want us to be ignorant of his plans, of his schemes. Whatever is the plan of the devil, God does not want you to be ignorant of it. Because as soon as we receive a word of prophecy, what we follow next is a test. The devil will come after you. He came after Jesus. Jesus received a word. In fact, after he was baptized, everyone who was there, everyone at the place where Jesus was baptized heard the voice. So this is my beloved son in whom I'm well pleased. One would think that after that open pronunciation, Jesus would just go to the city and begin his ministry and begin to minister to people. No. After that open confirmation of the sonship of Jesus Christ, the thing that followed next was that he was led into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Tempted 3 times. He was tempted. After the open, so when God confirms a prophetic word or releases a prophetic word upon your life, does not mean automatically it will begin to manifest. It means that you yourself will be prepared for what we follow next. You will be tested. And the Bible says, be not ignorant of the device of the enemy. Do not be ignorant. The same way the devil is moving from place looking for who to devour, God is saying, do not be ignorant of the devil's scheme. Do not be ignorant. So I'm speaking tonight on dealing with doubt. Yes, God has said this is your month of answered prayers. But you need to understand the fact that doubt is one of the weapons the devil uses to capture the blessings of those to whom blessings have been released already. Weapon in the hands of the enemy. Yes, God has said about you that you'll be great. But the devil will come walking on you with doubt. The devil will introduce all manner of doubt. You know what the devil said to Jesus? He said, turn this stone to bread. Since I know you are hungry. He says, turn this stone to bread. And Jesus said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Father. So the devil was aware of the vulnerable state of Jesus Christ at that time. The devil was aware that Jesus was observing the fast, and that at the end of that experience, a glory will follow next. The devil knew that after that encounter, that thing Jesus was, after that experience Jesus was having, what the follow next will be a glory. Once God release a word, the devil will come, the enemy will come, introduce all manner of things. Sometimes he will introduce hatred, sometimes he will introduce doubt. So be aware that anytime there is a declaration or a prophetic word released, the devil is coming to test you. This is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased, hear him. John the Baptist had the voice. Everybody there had the voice. The devil also had the voice. And so when he was led into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil accompanied him to the wilderness, and he was tempted because of the glory and the glorious destiny that Christ was carrying. The devil went after him. Once you receive a word of prophecy, the devil is coming to tempt you. Never be ignorant of the devil's craftiness. It's coming. But you must outsmart the devil with the word of faith and putting confidence in God. James chapter 1 verse 8. The Bible says, a man who have double mind will be unstable in all his ways. A man who have doubts, or the Bible says let him that doubts, it says he cannot receive anything from God. If you are walking in doubt, if you allow the devil to buffet you with doubt, you cannot receive anything from God. You cannot receive anything from God. It takes a man having confidence in God to receive from God. It takes a man who is confident in God to receive from God. The Bible says this is the confidence that we have, that whatsoever we ask of him, we receive. This is the confidence. The confidence is what makes you receive from God. If you are in doubt, you cannot receive from God. If you are in doubt, no man who is in doubt can receive from God. This is the confidence that we have, that whatsoever we ask of him, we receive. The confidence, it begins with doubt. So when James told us in chapter 1 about the need not to doubt, is because a man who is operating under doubt is cut off from the plan of God. Let him not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Not few things, not some things, but anything from God. Once there is doubt, any other thing you are asking to receive, you cannot receive. Believing in God is important.